it's been 4 years since my last book review and tale of delays. What's changed? Nothing's changed except the book. Michael Lewis, The Undoing Project. How quality data and artificial intelligence can surpass no data, hunches, and human stupidity. So, I don't know what else to say. It's all the same. Get ready. Wait. Wait for a couple of hours and then fly. Enjoy the book. Enjoy the video.
Well, it's about 6:40 in the morning on the 4th of July. I'm standing on the ramp in Xiamen doing my pre-flight walk around. And it's sort of a special thing for 4th of July to look around on this ramp and see that all of the airplanes that are visible are Boeing airplanes made possible because Boeing's host country lead the rule of law. Some things are the same wherever you go in the world. You fly airplanes, or if you're in an office with keyboards, do this when you start, because you never know what fingers have been on the equipment before you've come in. I'm serious. It's bird flu, SARS, syphilis, gonorrhea, the common cold, all kinds of germs. Clean off your keyboards and buttons, and then you know that the only germs are the germs that you leave. There. Well, you'll notice on the overhead panel of the 737 we have gray panels, and we have some that are white. On the far right side, there's the pressurization panel, air conditioning packs, and in the middle of it, down at the bottom of it, we have engine bleeds on that panel. The one to its immediate left is the hydraulic panel. Those are the pumps for System A and System B. And then moving further to the left on the overhead, we have the bottom part of the electrical panel. Generators for engine number 1 and engine number 2, and the APU. And then we've got the fuel pumps. I think they were color-coded this lighter shade to remind pilots to think twice before turning any of these off. If you turn them off, you might have trouble, so don't make a mistake. Do it only when you have to. What you see is the control tower at Kuala Lumpur International Airport. Today is Friday, July 18th, 2014. Yesterday, Malaysian Airlines Flight 17 was shot down over the Ukraine. And today is a day that the people in Kuala Lumpur are reacting to the shootdown. This window is in my room at the Sama Sama Hotel. I'm on a layover here. And I've been walking around outside and in the terminal. What you see outside this window is the street in front of the hotel, which has been blocked off, and it is populated by news-gathering organizations and their microwave trucks. There's a lot of press here in the building, and there are a lot of officials and a lot of security people. Apparently the lower levels of this building and the lobby are the meeting places, the assembling places for press, and it's where the officials are passing to and fro on their way to press conferences and such things. Down on the first floor, which is the ground level of this building, there are some meeting rooms, and those meeting rooms are occupied by the press, and There's one in particular which is some sort of command center or information center. And there's another room that's being used for press conferences. People here are not happy about losing a second 777 in about 6 months. Less than 6 months, actually. Both very likely to be lost due to acts of violence. Of course, Flight 370 has not been found, so it's only speculation. But Flight 17 was definitely shot down by a very sophisticated missile system, something that cannot be operated by your typical rebels and typical thugs with small arms. That's a sophisticated missile operated by well-trained crews and controlled by very wealthy state-level actors. Well, folks, here I am in the Kuala Lumpur International Airport on my one day off in KL. So what does a guy do on a layover? What does a guy do when he has a day off and not much to do? I could go downtown, could go shopping, I could go for a hike around the grounds, around the airport, hotel, make myself physically fit. Instead, I thought I would come to the terminal and observe the press coverage of the shot down 777 from Malaysian Airlines. This is the second airplane that they've lost. 4.5 months, so it's deja vu for the people here. I don't know how you deal with it, but I thought I'd come over, have a cup of coffee, and observe. Well, there's a sign that has been up for a while and is going to stay up for a while. No doubt set up after the first Malaysian 777 was lost. Flight 370, which still hasn't been found. Well, yesterday evening, local time, another 777 was lost. Flight 17 of Malaysia Airlines. And family, friends, people who have connections with people on board the airplane can come to an area to our left and meet with officials and accomplish other functions, filling out claims probably, or at least just taking information on their people on the airplane. So there's this sign. When you walk in the front door, there's one of these, and it will direct you to the Family and Friend Reception Center, which is located in the distance over there, right next to the prayer area. There are some rooms and offices back behind the Midtown White Coffee business that you see directly in the distance. Hey, you know, in preparation for the G20 meetings, there's been a great increase in the amount of chemtrails being discharged into the air over Southeast Asia. We're northeast of Singapore, and what do we have? 1, 2, third one being made. Our own plane, and we're sure we've got extra goodies in the fuel to make these chemtrails especially strong. Pacify the population. And you know what? All the chemtrails in the world aren't going to change human nature. We're all maniacs. So that's that. Otherwise, it's a beautiful morning up here. Fire. Altitude hold. Just a bit of fair weather cumulus down over the sea. And some layers, some leftovers from yesterday's thunderstorms. Here comes another chemtrail about to sweep across our line of sight. Plan to flight level 350, Xiamen, or ATG. 350,
got to be a better way. I don't know what it is though. That's 11 sets of documents, 4 signatures apiece, for a total of 44 original signatures. People talk about big government, small government, and efficiency. I think of that big stack of papers in front of me. And, you know, there's got to be a better way. Well, you know, you live in a globalized world. And when you work for a Chinese airline that flies to a place where you used to live, in a plane with parts made from all over the planet, and you walk into the ops building, and you look on the TV, and what do you see? CCTV with bull riding. Now I've seen it all. Well, I can't read any of the data on the top right, and the volume's down, so I'll just have to watch the pictures. Oh, that's messed up. The bull has his horns cut off. That's bad. He can't gouge anyone. It's an unfair fight. The bull can't gouge anyone. Hell. Boredom is one of the worst things. I tell you, I brought along a book. I read the book. I brought along some news. I read the news. I set everything up on the flight deck. Everything's set up. Now what do we do? Let's just go for a walk. Sooner or later the time will expire and we can go. It's like the Dylan song, I shall be released. So let's just keep walking. Up the jetway, down the jetway, up the jetway, down the jetway, until all of this flow control time is expired, and then there's something to do on the flight deck. Yeah, get ready and go flying. Can't do that right now because we're still waiting. Well, it's about 11:22 a.m. Saturday morning, August 26th. We're southbound. There's a typhoon to our southeast. Lots of unstable air and some bits of the spiral bands extending across our vertical flight. We're going to do some weather deviation. So here's what it looks like. Being at 360 is not too bad altitude-wise. I think what we'll do is climb up to 390 and get above most of this. For us, it'll be smooth sailing. Anyone stuck in traffic on 290 or any of those altitudes below us, it's not going to be very nice for that. Shows you that under some sensitivity settings the radar doesn't tell you a lot. Normal sensitivity, there's lots of green in front of us. Turn the sensitivity down and we'll see a little bit more of the texture and contour of this weather. See, as we turn it down 2 or 3 clicks, shows the weakest area is pretty much in front of us. And it's possible to go the other way as well. Start again with normal sensitivity and turn it up. It shows us that there is stronger weather left and right. So that's our lesson about sensitivity. Celebrities on the airplane. I don't know who they are, and I don't even know if I can pronounce their name. Our co-pilot is posing with these gentlemen. Hope they enjoyed their ride. Hello ground, parking brake released.
Today's mission is non-stop service from Hong Kong to the city of Xiamen, Gochi International Airport. Our flight number is 382. We are parked at location Sierra 111 at Hong Kong International Airport. And there's the view outside. We're looking toward the approach end of runway 25 left. There's some traffic sitting out there waiting. Hong Kong Airlines, call sign Bohemia. Junyao's got an Airbus taxi for departure, and a few other aircraft outside. Make note of the mountains on the left side of the runway. In the distance, you can see the cargo area. So Hong Kong is quite an interesting airport, very pretty. But you have to watch out, because if you go off the center line of 25 left, 07 right, you might have a problem with the mountains. Let's take a look in the FMC. The route page. Hong Kong to Xiamen, runway 25 left. The Lakes 2 Bravo departure. Lakes, Victor 1.me. Alpha 470 to X-ray Lima November. We'll probably break off of the route and fly in arrival to Xiamen, which takes us to runway 05. So that'll be Ekata, Teban, certain fixes on the approach, and runway 05. The legs page shows prawn, rumsey, tuna, trout, lakes, Logan, Susa, Datmi, and into Chinese territory, Bibim, Shento, Ekata, Teban. We probably won't go all the way to XLN. We'll break off and fly in arrival. So there's Hong Kong. What taxi route can we expect? Sierra 111, push. Probably go out Hotel 7, turn left on Hotel, and use either Juliet 10 or Juliet 11 lineup points for runway 25 left. The departure we are expecting is the Lakes 2 Bravo, and the route of flight for the Lakes 2 Bravo is depart 25 left, track 253 outbound to Lakes, cross directly over, correction, flight 253 to Prawn, over Prawn, turn left, track 184 to Rumsey, and then track direct to Tuna. After Tuna, proceed to Trout, and after Trout, proceed to Lakes Waypoint. One very important note for this departure is departing aircraft must pass directly over Prawn and cannot turn early. That is, if you turn anywhere to the east side of Prawn, you run a risk of running into terrain. Those mountains that I showed you off the left side of 25 left. It's not safe, so follow the track. For traffic control, increase your speed. Max 230 knots on track to Rumsey as quickly as possible. Accelerate to 180. Now, normally Hong Kong will offer and prefer that aircraft go very fast after Rumsey as they track towards Tuna, Trout, and Lakes to get out of the area and make way for other traffic. They do authorize and they do favor high speed below 10,000, well above 250 knots. If you can do 300 knots and climb out and go, they're very happy. Well, it's a beautiful morning in Hangzhou. You're looking out the window of my hotel room. There's the remote parking stand over there where we parked our plane last night. Way off to the right, out of view, is the terminal. And basically this is my view from the hotel, which is okay. I get to see the neighborhood. There's runway 624. Somewhere down below us, at this present time of 6:56 in the morning, construction people are cutting stone, hammering and drilling. The noise started at about 6:30. There's no way to sleep, that kind of racket. I was lucky. I got in yesterday at about 6 p.m., I guess. It's okay.
So every year or two we go through this same ritual with the company. They complain about captains adding discretionary fuel. We complain about not being able to exercise our prerogatives. And why do we do it? Here's a perfect example. Held down, way down below planned cruise altitude, burning lots more fuel. And we add extra fuel because we anticipate this. And in the pristine and perfect world of dispatching, they don't see the noise and friction out here on the line. So I recommend continue adding the fuel. Add 100 for Captain 6. Add 50 for the co-pilot. 50 for the captain. Add 50 for the rampy. 50 for the fat chick in row 9. And add another 50 for your throat. Add another 50 for your scrot. And everyone's happy and you will not arrive short at your destination. Well, this is what we call altitude hell. You have to fly down low because of restrictions. 7,800 meters, 256, and there's a lot of traffic below, and there are thunderstorms, so the only option is to go on wide weather deviations around the storms. If you're really brave, try to pick in between them. But altitude hell means you cannot climb to deal with the weather. You must stay low, and you have to make the best of it, or just turn around and go the other way and land. Well, there it is, my favorite piece of equipment on the whole airplane, the cockpit voice recorder. The rumor has it that these have been modified with solid-state drives that can record way more than the mandated 2 hours. They can go 4 hours, 8 hours. I'm going to give them a special message. Hey, are you listening to me? The schedules suck. Hey, anyone listening to me? Flow control sucks. Altitude hell. Tell your friends to fix all of this. I'll be banging on this and setting the parking brake. See this? Parking brake set. No movement. Well, it's 4:10 in the morning. I just finished my seriously delayed flight. And I'm looking down the street towards the company AOC building. There's not much going on, just a bit of street traffic. Birds are starting to chirp. The bats are out having a late night snack before the bats finish for the night. And I'm looking at a street sign. I can't read it, but I think it says something like, when you cross the street, run. Motherfuckers will run you over. Yeah. Alright, here we are in the trainer. This trainer is on hydraulic jacks and it's equipped to simulate turbulence. And looking at the window, there is a computer-generated image out there of a wing and a winglet and some terrain.
It is a computer-generated image. There might even be some animation. Anyway, there's a monitor. It's pretty cool. You can see our instructor walking the aisle. Can't see me, that's fine. There's an unruly passenger moving himself around with the seatbelt sign on. Pardon me, sir, the seatbelt sign's on. And we're awaiting the start of turbulence. Okay, brace positions. Let's see, it's got some instructions down here for this. Let me read this. I'm really bad with words. I think it says something like, put your head between your knees and kiss your behind goodbye, right? Maybe.
Just in case anyone had any doubts about my claims that this place is really, really fucked up. Well, there it is. A guy laying in the street, very badly injured. Is anyone doing first aid? No. Taxi driver is on his phone calling someone. Lots of bystanders are out there. Who the fuck is doing first aid or checking on this guy that's laying there? No one. And there goes the taxi driver leaning down. Hey, you okay? Whatever he's trying to say. And the guy's just laying there. I've seen him move his head a couple of times. He's alive. He's pretty badly messed up, though. He hasn't moved the rest of his body at all. He's just moved his head a couple times. Everyone else moving on. Everyone else in a hurry. Fuck where you have to be. Someone help this guy. another wonderful day over the rolling hills north of Xiamen. Flight level 256 can't get higher from ATC due separation due restriction, and there's thunderstorm activity out there. There's one good path in between those storms. Lots of other ones that are not so good. Lots of traffic working its way through. So we're going to go for that gap to the right of Delta Oscar. Slip on through to the other side. But can't climb. Got to go around them. That's the essential truth of altitude hell. Hang on, I gotta do some work. Increased rate of descent, Xiamen Air 8070. Alright, yeah, rate of descent going to give her 1500 or 2000, something like that. That'll be good. BES down 1600. Okay. What you see, folks, is the indication of partial loss of the ground prox warning system, GPWS, inop light. It just means by the way, terrain alerting has failed. So what we're going to do is use radar instead to map out objects on the ground during our descent into Xiamen. So we'll switch from terrain over to radar. And we're in manual mode. With the radar angling just a little less than a degree toward the surface. What you see is on the left side of the screen the mountains around Taipei and mountains around Hangzhou. And straight ahead, shoreline and some small foothills south of Shanghai. Alt acquire, alt hold. So it works fine. Notice if we go to automatic mode, what we do is engage some digital signal processing that removes terrain features. Cancel offset, direct route box, Xiamen Air 8070. Execute. Automatic mode will take one sweep and get terrain, and when the terrain disappears, nothing remains but weather. Just like magic. And we'll go manual and take out the digital signal processing. And there's terrain, presto. ESP for radar is a magical thing. Damn it. It's 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the company, barracks, dorm, whatever you want to call it, and someone is doing an engine run. There's no sleeping over here with this fucking noise. Jesus H. Christ. This sound you hear is with the windows closed. Want to hear what it's like with the windows open? How about that? So we're on the ground in Fuzhou. Today is one of those lucky days where aircraft with special paint are on the field together. Out in the distance you see the one I call Madam 100. That's the 100th Boeing plane for Xiamen Airlines. And I'm standing next to another distinguished airplane, which is Boeing's 8,888 737 delivery. guess I'll have to call this one quadruple 8. But there it is. The airline sure loves Boeing planes. If any of you work at Boeing or you Boeing stockholders, this is it right here. Fruits of your efforts. So my mysterious 4-day trip, which began with a leg to Shanghai and down to Fuzhou, and pieces being added on each day and changed and added on again, it's turned into a 5-day trip, ending with this train ride from Fuzhou to Xiamen. I can't really read my ticket well. I hope the hell I'm standing in the right place. We'll see. I'm supposed to be on the first car, one of the seats in the 9th row. And this is the first car, and it's stopping here, so I think this will work. Well, we just landed in Nanjing, and the co-pilot was doing a walk around, and he just came up to me and said, "We hit a bird." The bird went into the engine, and there's evidence. Bird feathers on the N1 fan blades. That bird didn't have a very good day at all. Look at that. There's some other bits of feathers around there. So that's the end of that bird. Performance is okay on landing. We didn't notice anything strange during the flight, so must have happened late in the approach, maybe on the ground reversing. It seemed okay to me. Maintenance is going to do an inspection. After they inspect it, if nothing is broken, they'll sign it off and they'll continue. We just noticed there are more bird feathers around the stator vanes inside the engine. You don't notice anything else on the fan blades. So apparently it went in the stator and out the back end. You know, there's a joke about the guy, in fact the whole crew with the shaky hands after they fly all night, go through storms and they think they're going to die, and they're at the bar doing shots and their hands are shaking like this. Well, I'm on the airplane, I still have to fly another leg and I'm already escaped shitless. I got a cup of coffee here. Thanks to the duty time and rest requirements, it helps to drink a little strong coffee, helps stay awake when you get toward the last hours of your long-ass day. And my co-pilot scared me so bad, I got shaky hands. And then the caffeine's gonna really do me in. In Shanghai today. It's June 6th. It's the 70th D-Day anniversary. I'd rather be in France learning some history and walking the beach or something. Here I am in the PRC drinking red coffee. Today's bullshit experience in Chinese hotels focuses on the thermostat. I came in yesterday. The room was chilly. I turned on the thermostat, turned up the temperature. And the room is still cold. My behind woke up shivering at 3 o'clock in the morning. Complain. Might as well complain to a brick wall. So I'm showing this to all of you to document this and remind you to run like hell if you ever get a chance to go to the ZTG Hotel, Hangzhou, China. And by the way, this isn't the only hotel that does this bullshit. There are lots of them all around, and we stay at all of them. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Or won't you be my neighbor? My neighbors have a lot of mammatus, huh? thunderstorms. But tonight they're pretty. Look at that. Put aside. Well, here's what I think about starting in Kuala Lumpur out of the hotel in the morning, flying up to Xiamen, and then doing a Hong Kong turn finish after fucking midnight. It's 12:30. Both pilots tired as hell, and too many flights trying to sneak in before the runway closes for construction. It's a fiasco. Now I'm gonna turn all this crap off, go the hell home and get some sleep, but not before I press the send button. See that? Send. Good night. I've got it all figured out. When I grow up, I'm gonna be a cat. Look at this guy. Not a worry in the world. By the way, this is 10:40 fucking 5 p.m. Maybe I'm just in a fucking bad mood. I'm trying to stream U2 radio from the outside world, listen to some decent fucking music, and it's not getting through the Great Firewall of China that blocks all of these foreign websites and streams and data. What do I really get to hear? I get to hear fucking fireworks at 9:05 p.m. And these things are illegal in this town. Yeah, I know, they're pretty. Green, red, boom boom, white flashes and some percussion. But goddammit, it's fucking late for this. The only thing we should be listening to at this hour is rock and roll or the sound of silence. Well, I guess that's it, huh? Oh well. Sooner or later the cops are going to bust this guy, drag his ass off to prison. They say they're eliminating re-education through labor. And they'll find some kind of shitty thing for this guy to do once they grab him, but so far, the last 2 nights, he's gotten away with it. Kind of reminds me of this story about a Japanese fighter pilot that used to make runs on the Kitty Hawk repeatedly at one point. They called him, what was it there? Washing Machine Charlie or something like that. Not Raincoat Charlie, but Washing Machine Charlie. He'd come out there and on a regular schedule make runs at the boat. Probably till someone shot him down, wiped his ass out. But this guy here, Xiamen, comes out every night at 9, blows fireworks. Sooner or later, they're going to get him. If instant karma doesn't get him first. You know what's nice about being in the middle of a bunch of fucking thunderstorms? You don't have much other traffic to deal with. Somebody else is nuts to be in the middle of all of this stuff. Well, here we go, another fucked up biker and another fucked up cab in our fucked up intersection. This one's hurt bad, might be dead. Come on, you assholes, do some first aid or something. This is a cluster of some very large cumulonimbus south of Nanchang, China. The whole day's been really hot out here. Temperatures 37, 38 degrees centigrade, really hot and humid. So these storms are really bubbling up intensely. They're not hardly finished wreaking havoc on the ground or up here. Look at that. It's incredible. It's probably hail dropping down from the Engelhead. Amazing. Yeah, I guess I'm a picture of fitness and health here. Out in Singapore, I stumbled over some uneven concrete in the darkness and bang, down I went. I've got some scrapes. They both hurt. The people at AOC were nice enough to put some fresh bandages on after I got down on the ground up here. So I've got that on. I'm going to take it easy for the rest of the day. We'll see about tomorrow. Right now, I'm in a bit of pain and do not want to manipulate the throttles or controls. Every time I bang my elbow on something or on the armrest in the plane, that hurt. And when you do it and it hurts, you got to stop doing it and heal. Well, we're holding short of the runway and looking at some weather out in the distance. We can see it from the ground and it looks pretty strong. Radar is kind of like landing lights. If you turn it on and you don't like what you see, turn it off. Notice when you're off the ground looking down at the weather, it looks a lot different on the radar. A lot less menacing. We'll just keep climbing and keep making it less and less menacing. Problem is, we're still in altitude hell. We can't go that high, so we have to go around it. Okay, thanks. So I'm playing around with the IRUs and the display and the VOR navigation equipment. If you lose both IRUs and you're busted down to simply having a VOR receiver, how do you know which way to go to get in? There's 155 in a centered needle. No to from indication. There's 335 course and a centered needle. They both look the same on the display. So the true answer to the question is you have to know where you are before you lose the IRUs. Otherwise, you're going to have to flip a coin. Well, the nice thing about coming to work and flying is I can compartmentalize and leave all the other nonsense behind. Could care less about emails, Trump's hair, the pussy-grabbing candidate, all the rest of those things. Forget about it all and really worry about this potentially violent set of storms ahead. It's very liberating. Do you see the light? Do you see the light? Do you see the light? Well, here I am walking home from the terminal over to my apartment. Xiamen Airport is just as busy at 2 in the morning as it is at 2 in the afternoon. See lots of people coming into the airport. On the other side, there's one big ass crazy line of people trying to get out. So for about 15 minutes I get to walk along here and marvel at the activity at this hour of the night. We should have been back by about 11 p.m. We're late because of flow control, thunderstorms, so that's what we're up to. So I guess I'm a bit tired. The co-pilot was a bit tired. We managed to get in okay. Didn't scare ourselves. Didn't scare anybody else. Man, oh man, I can't wait to get home and just lay my head down and get some sleep. Because I have to do it all again tomorrow. Same thing. It's 9:36 p.m. and those assholes down there have absolutely no qualms about jackhammering, drilling, making all kinds of noise in the street, and keeping all the fucking rest of us awake. They just absolutely don't care. They're working for the government. Nothing's to stop them. 2 or 3 or 4 Molotov cocktails thrown into the hole down there, that would change things a bit, wouldn't it? Yeah, but who am I to suggest such stuff? The bastards, they're not even close to finishing. Oh well. At least it's just noise. At least they're not running over bikers today. So there's something positive. Well, it's almost 11 p.m. I've been awake since about 5 a.m. Finishing my third and longest leg of the day, ending up in Kuala Lumpur. I should be taking my loopy self to the hotel, but I'm standing here looking at the models and pondering a question. Why is the Ethiopian Airlines 787 model the largest one here, dwarfing everything, including the Malaysia Airlines hometown airline, the Airbus 380 model? Why? Inquiring minds want to know. Well, it's afternoon on New Year's Day, and we're on our way from Xiamen to Osaka, back to Xiamen. I think I may have my speed record made on the first day of the year. We're doing 588 knots with a very nice 170 knot ground speed, smooth air. We'll see how it goes. This airplane is not a particularly fast machine, but we're moving. Oh, we made it. There it is. 615 knots ground speed. Thanks to a very nice 179 knot tailwind.
And look at up 893.
Oh, here's a view of the airplane in the early morning hours before we load the fuel and load the people and go. It's going to be a pretty nice morning here in Manila. We had some rain earlier, no lightning or thunder, but there are some rather tall, towering cumulus in the area. No problem, it's all widely scattered, so we can avoid it on the way out. It's actually a nice morning to stay, but I can't think of any reason to ground the plane and keep us here. We have to go. Well, here's something you normally don't see at the airport. On the tarmac, of all places, there is a cat. An airport cat that hangs out under the equipment. Hey, kitty. Hey. Filipino cat. This is Manila Aquino International Airport. Hey. All right, where'd it go? Hey, kitty. Sorry, little animal, I didn't bring any food from the airplane. Airplane food's pretty bad anyway. I'm just here to take pictures. Hey. Well, let's do a little sightseeing. We're at a location south of Cabarroyan Island, southwest of the Sierra Alpha November San Fernando VLR tracking northbound. And it's a nice morning down in the Philippines. So there's the view. Rather sparsely populated land, some farmland, a lot of water. Well, it is one of my favorite scenes. There's no skyscraper that offers a view like this. Descend and maintain 7,500 meters, runway 86, 908. 246.